President Trump to come on and start these executive orders. All right, folks, we are live here, YouTube, X, and TikTok. President Trump is going to be coming here to sign some executive orders this morning. A lot of speculation about him signing maybe some crypto executive orders this morning, as he just had a meeting with the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, however you pronounce his name. But I wanted to come here live this morning. I was working on my video this morning. You guys are not going to want to miss this update that I drop here next. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell, because this next update that I've been working on is going to be a can't miss update. This is the order book flows. And so I was talking about this in last night's live show. I've done a couple updates talking about this. You guys can see here, I'm taking me back to high school, back when I was in stats, little math test here today. But basically I went through gathering here and made myself a little table. We got the date, the net flow, basically how much money is coming in or out of XRP. We take a look at the market cap. How did that impact the market cap? And that gives us the market cap multiplier. Now, I'm going to put this together in a separate update. I wanted to go live here right now. And the reason why I haven't put out a video yet this morning is because I've been working on this for just over an hour now, going through and tracking all of this, doing the calculations. But I'm telling you right now that the market cap multiplier that we're seeing on XRP is dramatic. This is not like the traditional stocks. And this is why so many people in the traditional financial space don't know how to understand and value these digital assets, this technology. It's not moving like normal stocks, like normal other assets like commodities. It's nowhere near that. And so what I did here is I'm finalizing kind of the summary. I put together the summary of kind of the key bullet points. And basically I took a sample from November 5th on election day till December 2nd. Okay, so it's 28 days. And what's so interesting, there's a little anomaly that I noticed, a little phenomenon taking place here in these stats, where there's actually 12 days that don't match, meaning there's days where there's actually negative outflows. There's money leaving XRP, but yet the market cap still grows positively. And then there's days where there's actually inflows and the market cap comes down, or XRP price actually goes down. And I'm still actually trying to justify how this takes place, right? How is this happening? And the only thing I can really think of right now is that you just simply have more spot buyers than you do spot sellers. And what this data does not track is the futures markets. So the futures markets are also impacting the price. That is not included in this. This is just following the spot flows. So basically the spot order books and the inflows and the outflows on the spot markets. This does not include the futures markets, which definitely do have an impact on price as well. So this is not an exact science, but as I've been tracking this, what we've noticed here is that XRP, the market cap multiplier, is ranging anywhere. I got some days where it's down at 50, some days where it's right at about 100. But then on days when we've actually seen outflows on XRP, this is where we're getting actually some of the most dramatic market cap multipliers. I'll just give you this day for an example. On November 19th, we saw 2.73 million of outflows on XRP, and we saw the market cap of XRP drop by 2.46 billion. So that's a market cap multiplier of 901. So this works going up and going down. And what we're emphasizing here is just how easily it is to move XRP. Now, as far as these days that don't match up, which this was actually the largest sample. Basically, I did a sample size of 28 days, and on 12 of those days, the numbers don't match, meaning there's positive inflows and market cap goes down, or there's negative inflows and the market cap goes up. Out of the 28 days that I took in this sample, 12 of those days do not match, okay? Now, from there was 6 negative days, 6 days where we had negative inflows and the market cap went down. And there was 10 positive days where we had inflows that were positive and XRP market price went up. Now, the mean average of the negative days was a market cap multiplier of 416. The range there was pretty dramatic. We got a range where, on some of these days, the market cap multiplier was only 32. For example, on November 23rd, there was 91.75 million of outflows, and the market cap only dropped by 2.95 billion. That's only a market cap multiplier of 32. But then on this other example, November 19th, this is the day that we had a market cap multiplier of 901. So a big range all the way from 32 up to 900 on that market cap multiplier on negative days. Now, on positive days, we had 10 of them, and it's much, much tighter sampling. There's not really any big outliers. It's very tight. We got a market cap multiplier here of 54 on November 9th, multiplier of 71 on 11/11, 151 on 11/14, 104 on 11/15. What was the largest market cap multiplier on a positive day? It was 343 on 12/1. So on December 1st, we had 66.07 million of inflows. XRP's market cap grew by 22.62 billion. That's a market cap multiplier of 343. Pretty incredible. Now, the lowest was 50 for the positive days. The lowest market cap multiplier we got was 50, and that largest there was 343. Now, the average market cap multiplier on those 10 positive days was 127. So the average market cap multiplier on the positive days we're pulling is 127, and on the negative days it's 416. So what this shows us is that it's actually easier to move XRP down than it is up. But in both cases, the point being, the order books are so thin that this asset is just incredibly easy to move. But anyways, I wanted to come here live because Trump's about to sign some executive orders. I was just giving you guys a little bit of a teaser of what I'm going to be putting together in a separate video. I'm going to try to edit it up, make it as, quick and clean and concise as possible so you guys can get the information. You guys can refute it. You guys can debate me. You guys can add to it. I'm telling you right now that, there was 6 negative days, 10 positive days, and 12 days that didn't match up. Meaning there was negative outflows, but market cap went up, or there was positive outflows or positive inflows, but market cap went down. That was 12 of the 28 days. And I still am trying to wrap my mind around how that works. I'll give you this example right here. On November 16th, there was 37.18 million of outflows on XRP, but the market cap grew by 21.22 billion. That's a market cap multiplier of 570. Now, I haven't gone through the rest of those 12 days that don't match up. Oh, well, I'll give you, there's one other day that I did, which was December 2nd. There was 93.47 million of outflows on December 2nd, but market cap of XRP grew by 32.47 billion, giving you a market cap multiplier of 347 on a day when it's an inverse relationship between inflows, or in this case, outflows, and market cap growth going up. And 12/2 was the day right before we went up to $2.90, so right before XRP topped out. Now you ask yourself, how is this possible? How could there be money going out of XRP, but the market cap grew by 30 billion? How is this possible? I'm still trying to figure this out myself, right? This is new math, and it's not a perfect science, but I'm working with the data that we got. And like I said, one of the things that we know is missing from this data is the futures markets, which do impact price. And as XRP approached that $2.90 level back at the beginning of December, that's when we saw a lot of open interest in the futures markets for XRP grow. So there was a lot of impact to be had or to be felt from the futures market that I'm not including in this analysis. So once again, this is not a perfect science. We're just kind of working with what we got to see how the XRP price moves. And so a day where we saw 93 million of outflows, we still saw XRP grow by 32.47 billion in market cap. The only justification that I can come up with is that there's just more spot buyers than there are sellers, and they're willing to bid up the price more so than basically more so than the amount of selling that took place. You know, meaning that basically people were still able to pull dollars out of XRP, but XRP was just kept on getting bid up higher and higher and higher. That's why we saw such a dramatic growth in market cap, is because people were still just FOMOing into XRP, while at the same time there was actually net outflows of XRP. That's the only justification that I can think of, along with not including the futures impact. That's another part that's going to impact this data. But nonetheless, I'm going to be summarizing this in a separate video. I was just working on the mass, working on my statistician skills this morning. And so I'll be updating with you guys that later here today. Okay. But right now we're waiting. I got the Right Side Broadcasting Network queued up here. And so right now we're just waiting for them to go live from the White House. And we're going to have full coverage here of Trump signing these executive orders. So while we're waiting, I would like to go open up this chat here for Q&A. You know, and one thing that I do want to say here before I get to the Q&A is I'm actually expecting a market pullback right now. I haven't even really checked what the market was doing this morning. Let me go here to CoinMarketCap and hit a refresh. Bitcoin is at 103.9, so basically at 104,000 for Bitcoin. Ethereum's back down today. XRP's at 309, basically just trending sideways. XRP did go down to about, what was it, about $3.04 this morning. So XRP did have a pullback this morning, along with the rest of the cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin did pop up above 106,000 this morning. So Bitcoin was up earlier. We're down about 2,000 here. And I think that we actually could see a further sell-off if Trump does not come out and sign an executive order on making a Bitcoin strategic reserve or making a crypto strategic reserve. You're going to see the market come back down, because it's the expectation that our market, we're getting a little ahead of our skis here. This is what happened on Inauguration Day, where the market was expecting Trump to mention Bitcoin or crypto on his Inauguration Day speech. And when he didn't, then the market sold off. In similar fashion, I wanted to come here live to give you guys my live reaction on these executive orders, but also to sound the alarm. And I've been doing this already this morning on Twitter. I've been blasting the Bitcoin maxis for their Bitcoin strategic reserve nonsense, because if you actually look at all of these bills, there is not one bill that's being introduced that is an only Bitcoin strategic reserve. When you look at the bills that the states are looking to pass, when you look at the bills that are being submitted here by Congress, even when you look at other countries that have passed strategic reserves, all of them include all cryptos, all digital assets generally. There is not one bill that's a Bitcoin-only strategic reserve. And so I think that the Bitcoin maxis are doing a real disservice to the entire crypto community by, one, saying that the Bitcoin strategic reserve is a done deal, and two, being so threatened by other cryptos being included in the strategic reserve that they're going out and launching all these attacks today against XRP and Ripple. And other cryptos for that matter as well. And so I'll show you guys an example of it right here. Brad Garlinghouse actually just responded to one of these Bitcoin maxis. Let me see. Where did... Okay, here we go. This guy right here, Pierre Richard. Now, this guy is the VP of research. He's the head of research at Riot Platforms. I think he needs to work on his research skills a little bit better, because he comes out with a bold-faced lie this morning. He says the biggest obstacle for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is not the Fed, Treasury, banks, or Elizabeth Warren. It's Ripple XRP. They are aggressively lobbying against the SBR by throwing around millions at politicians desperately trying to derail it. They did the same thing to attack Bitcoin mining under the Biden administration. Obviously, they want to protect their marketing narratives and push for CBDCs built on their platform. Okay, this is unequivocally false. Under the Biden administration, all Ripple did was mention the fact of the cost of the energy for Bitcoin mining. Okay, Ripple coming out and stating the facts about the energy use of Bitcoin mining is not a narrative attacking Bitcoin. It's coming out and stating the facts about the energy usage of proof of work Bitcoin mining. That's all that is. That's not some narrative. Now, if it's a narrative, or if it's a data point or a fact that has a negative impact of the perception of Bitcoin, well, then that's a Bitcoin problem. That's a problem that you need to address or solve or fix, not just defend yourself by saying, oh, this is some narrative that this is some attack against Bitcoin. No, it's a legitimate flaw and problem that Bitcoin needs to address. But as usual, these guys are coming up with these, spin attacks, these narratives against Ripple and XRP, and it's just completely unfounded, not based in any sort of facts. And Brad Garlinghouse came in for the response here. Unless you are choosing to ignore the core tenets of the President of the United States campaign, which aggressively supports American companies and technologies, right? These guys are ignoring the fact that Trump is saying that stablecoins are going to be key to expanding US dollar dominance, and that he wants to see the US become the leader in this space through US companies. US capitalists and entrepreneurs in the cryptocurrency space are going to lead the way. It's going to be Ripple. It's going to be HBAR. It's going to be these companies. But Brad says our efforts are actually increasing the likelihood of a crypto strategic reserve, which includes Bitcoin, in happening. So Ripple's efforts are actually helping a strategic reserve get put in place, but it's not going to be just a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Trump has never said it would be a Bitcoin only strategic reserve. And it would be beneficial for the entire space for everybody to denounce these Bitcoin maxi narratives, because it's not only harming Bitcoin, it's harming the entire space. Now, people think I'm the biggest negative Nancy towards Bitcoin. No, I would still hold Bitcoin. I would still be in Bitcoin and be holding Bitcoin if it wasn't for these guys. These are the guys that have turned me off so much against Bitcoin that I don't own any Bitcoin. I have no plans on buying any Bitcoin or ever holding it again. I put out the tweet earlier today saying I don't own any Bitcoin. The only time I end up with Bitcoin is when people use my affiliate link for Uphold. I get paid for that in Bitcoin. And immediately, as soon as I see Bitcoin comes into my account, I immediately just dump it for, XRP, HBAR, or a coin with real utility that actually fits into my portfolio. But I have nothing against Bitcoin. I'm rooting for Bitcoin, right? But it's these guys that are not only hurting the case for Bitcoin, they're hurting our entire industry, right? They're coming out and yelling about Ripple and XRP attacking Bitcoin when Ripple is sitting next to Trump, helping Trump adopt a crypto strategic reserve that does include Bitcoin. Ripple is helping our cause. And they spent $150 million on behalf of the entire industry fighting for our cause. And yet here we are still getting attacked. But what you're noticing is that the most recent round of XRP FUD is nothing short of just absolute pathetic. It's just, they're so desperate to come up with these new narratives against Ripple and XRP, and there's nothing short of just absolutely pathetic, based in complete lies. But nonetheless, hopefully they get their act together. If they don't, it's only going to harm them. Because the rest of the space, we're moving forward collectively together. Yes, there still is some infighting in crypto, but I struggle to find anybody that's more toxic than the Bitcoin maxis. So, nonetheless, we're still waiting here for President Trump coming live here from the White House. President Trump getting to work here with some executive orders. And at this point, I wanted to open it up here for Q&A to hear what you guys are thinking about what executive orders we're going to see passed by Trump, what you guys are thinking about these markets. But I really wanted to sound the alarm. This crypto space, excuse me, we continue to get smacked time and time again because we're getting in front of our skis here a little bit. We're had the expectations that Trump was going to announce crypto or Bitcoin during his inauguration speech. It didn't. He didn't mention Bitcoin at all, and the price came back down. So in similar fashion, I'm watching here, and maybe you guys want to get some cash ready to go, have a little bit of liquidity ready to buy the dip, because I think that we're going to see another dip today if he doesn't come out and outline a specific Bitcoin or crypto strategic reserve, which I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting that to come from Congress. I think at best, you're going to see an executive order that kind of just puts in motion, hey, we're directing Congress, we're directing our agency to stop attacking crypto. We want to work with crypto. And basically, it'll just be an executive order outlining President Trump's plan to work with the crypto industry to create the crypto council and to work towards a crypto strategic reserve. And when he does that, the Bitcoin news outlets are going to come out and say, oh, Trump approved a Bitcoin strategic reserve, without telling you that actually he just approved a crypto strategic reserve that includes many different assets, right? I think that's the best that we're going to get from today's executive orders is basically just, hey, here's our plan. We're moving in this direction, and I'm looking for Congress to pass a crypto strategic reserve. I think that's the best case scenario from today's executive orders, but I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So comments, questions down below. Show the chart. He has not gone live here yet. I got RSBN, Right Side Broadcasting Network, queued up here. We're ready to take a look at it. I'll show you guys the XRP chart. And real quick, I'll show you guys. This is the analysis that I was doing, right? So basically, this day right here is December 2nd. This is XRP market cap chart. And so on this day, I measure from where the day started at. So XRP's market cap, we started right here. That's the bottom of this green candle body. I'm not measuring from the wick down, but I am measuring all the way up to the wick to the high side. Because basically, I want to see what's the maximum impact the XRP, but basically that these inflows had. So on this day, you're looking at this chart right here on December 2nd, XRP's market cap grew by 32.47 billion. But what's so fascinating is if you slide over here to the XRP spot inflow and outflow chart, what you see is, let's go to December 2nd. On this day, the net flow was actually 93.47 million of outflows on XRP. So $93 million outflows, but we still had 32.47 billion of market cap growth. So I'm saying this is fascinating, and that's a market cap multiplier of 347. So pretty dramatic market cap multiplier there. Now we got Trump here. I don't know if this is live. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Looks like we're live right now.
Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored.
I believe that is from his inauguration, though. That was the inauguration setting there. So it does not look like Trump is live yet. They are just playing a clip here of the inauguration speech. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm going to pull up an updated chart here on XRP. We're on the daily chart. Let's zoom in here. I'll just go to the 15-minute chart so we get a little bit more perspective zoomed in to see the impact here. What's going to happen. But the support that XRP is building here is just fantastic. If you look at this chart right here for XRP on the 15-minute, you'll see this support that we're building here above $3 is just fantastic. I'll zoom in here a little bit closer. And the other day, they killed this pump twice. XRP pumped up here above $3.26. They came in and killed that pump pretty quickly. But right now, we're watching this thing starting to move back up here on the 15-minute chart. Comments, questions. What's my opinion on the ONX coin? Yeah, XCN. I do hold it. I did buy some. I saw the Economic Ninja dropped another update today. I've been noting how Economic Ninja's been pumping it up, and I really hope that he continues to pump it up. I'll just simply say that I'm not buying into all the stories that they're telling. I'm not buying into all the hype, but nonetheless, I'm still trading it from a momentum trade. That's what it is for me. It's a momentum trade. And I still need to verify more of the partnerships, more of the utility, more of the story that they're kind of selling. But for now, it's a momentum trade for me. Need to see more. Huge volatility right now. Yeah, a lot of volume coming in. A lot of people waiting and anticipating Trump signing some executive orders that might relate to crypto. But like I'm saying, just wait. Just wait. If we don't get an executive order based on crypto, or even if we do, it could still be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Even if he does announce an executive order in relation to crypto, that market can still come back down. So be ready. XRP popping up right now, though. Big volume coming in. $3.14 for XRP. Yeah, you doubled your money on XCN. Nice. Love to hear it. Zach, what about the Sologenic deep dive? Yeah, I need to deliver an update on Sologenic and Corium. I saw that Bob Ross was just meeting with the president from El Salvador. Once again, that's always great. It's always fantastic. It's just a matter of my number one question when it comes to any project: who's using the token? Corium's got some stuff cooking. It's nothing that's overly impressive. That's where it stands, right? Respectively, got some stuff cooking, but it's not jumping out at me. It is overly impressive. Where can I get XCN? You can get it on Coinbase and many other exchanges. It's on quite a few now. Kraken, Coinbase, Binance. It's on quite a few. Still waiting here. President Trump running late per usual. XRP, Mr. Trump. I'm reading the live chat here on the RSBN, and somebody put XRP Trump. See, everywhere we go. I was actually taking some screenshots this morning. My son woke me up at 4 a.m. as he usually does. We're at about like every other day. He lets us sleep through the night till about 6 a.m. But every other night he decides to wake up at about 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then me and wifey have to move on out to the couch, and we put Wesley in one room and split up the kids so he can go back to sleep. But anyways, I'm up at 4 a.m. in the morning, go on and check Twitter. Couldn't go back to sleep, so I check a couple things. But I took some screenshots of TikTok this morning to prove my point to you guys that every single time I turn on TikTok, there's live shows going that are pumping up XRP. There was a guy, somebody was selling, I forget what they were selling. It was a TikTok shop live where they had their product listed, and I forget what I wish I'm not going to pull up my pictures right now to see what it was. But he was selling some product. It was like a diffuser, or I forget, it was some weird random product. But he had the product in the background, and then he had his phone, he was holding up like a phone or a chart or something on the XRP chart. And it was like, while he was running his TikTok shop, trying to sell some products, he was also holding up the XRP price chart. I mean, literally, everybody is pumping up XRP. Soccer moms, old guys, young guys, guys selling products on TikTok are still pumping up XRP at the same time, which is what I'm doing right now. If you guys want the XRP merch, just head on over to the TikTok shop. Head on over to the shop. We got it listed. We got it ready to go. This shirt is not available yet. I think I'm going to seek out permission from Brad Garnhouse before I sell this shirt yet. This one, we got his faces. This one's from the 60 Minutes interview. They took his face, and then Ripple actually posted this meme. And we added the lock-in caption. We added a little XRP logo down there. So we added a couple things to it, but I think I'm going to ask Brad for permission before we sell these t-shirts with his face on it. And I don't think that he's going to have a problem. Why did Uphold tease $1,000 XRP? Well, these exchanges, everybody wants engagement, right? So if you put out a tweet talking about $1,000 XRP, you're going to get engagement. But I think that Uphold, those guys get to see what's happening on the back end. And, they're a pretty reputable exchange. They don't really throw stuff out. They don't do a lot of the silly gimmicky stuff that a lot of other exchanges do. Some folks would suggest that was kind of a gimmicky thing, right? But Uphold's part of Ripple's on-demand liquidity network. So Uphold is helping Ripple facilitate this liquidity. They're on the inside with Ripple. Obviously, they don't know about all of Ripple's partnerships and everything that Ripple's got going on behind the scenes. But I think that there's a reason why they threw that out there. And the reason is because, they may think that there is actually a legitimate possibility of XRP going to some of those levels. Whether you agree or disagree, or whether you think that's responsible or irresponsible from Uphold, they did it. And Uphold's not like one of these tier 2 or tier 3 exchanges. I mean, Uphold's the real deal. They're a real financial institution. So, am I expecting a dip? Yes. I'm expecting buy the rumor, sell the news. Yep. Even if we get a crypto executive order, I still think that you're going to see a sell-off. I still think. Guys, you have to understand. you're betting and playing against market makers that are very, very sophisticated. These are guys that are trading against you, knowing that you're getting hyped up for this narrative. Oh, Trump's going to sign a crypto executive order. Let me go buy some crypto and pile into some longs. Let me go long Bitcoin 50x. And that market maker gets to see the order books and then bet against you using other tools at their disposal, like Tether and other stable coins and other ways that they basically they get to trade against you. They get to see they get to see your orders and then bet against you. It's like going to the casino. In the casino, of course, they have odds, but at this casino, they also get to see your hand. That's what crypto trading is on these large centralized exchanges. You're putting your order on the order book for them to see, and then they get to work with market makers who get to trade against you. So that's why pump it up for Inauguration Day. Trump doesn't mention Bitcoin or crypto. Market makers come in and smack us. Same thing's going to take place today, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I want you guys to win. Do you want hopium blown up do you want me to blow smoke up or do you want the truth? Right? Do you want to win? Or do you want to just play around? Now, still waiting. Trump is not live here. Still waiting for him to go live here from the White House. Trump doing a good job. Trump doing a good job of making us wait, stalling us out as he usually does. More comments and questions while we wait. Okay, so I guess Trump is going to be signing the executive order here today at 2:30 Eastern, and will speak with the president of El Salvador after at 3:30. Okay, so we're already running late. It's already 3:30 Eastern, right? It's 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern. We haven't gotten the executive orders, and we're still waiting to see what this conversation with the president of El Salvador goes like. But see, this is where people, set false expectations, because they're looking at this and they're saying, oh, he's going to be speaking with the president of El Salvador. The president of El Salvador is going to convince Trump to do a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And this is where the market makers come in and just smack you. They smack you up real quick. How foolish, right? That's not the plan. That's not going to happen. Okay. Just because he's speaking with the president of El Salvador doesn't mean he's going to do anything as far as a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, I do believe that there is a plan for a crypto strategic reserve, but it is definitely not a Bitcoin only. Stop talking, look at the news. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm looking. I mean, this is Bitcoin Magazine, strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this is what I'm saying. These are the people that are harming this space. They're running a space right now, Bitcoin strategic reserve. No, it's a crypto strategic reserve. I will bet anybody that it will never, ever be a Bitcoin only strategic reserve. I'd bet my entire net worth. I would bet my entire net worth and my future income for the next 10 years. You could own me. I'm your slave. If we get a Bitcoin only strategic reserve, that's how confident I am that it will not happen. But yet, Bitcoin Magazine doing what they do best. This is why folks have false expectations. Guys, I'm refreshing my Twitter. I'm not seeing any executive orders yet. Okay, Eleanor Terrett with the scoop. Per Fox Business colleague Edward Lawrence, the crypto executive order has officially been signed. Here are the details. It establishes a working group on digital asset markets to strengthen U.S. leadership in digital finance. Yep. Another working group that will be tasked with developing a federal regulatory framework for governing digital assets. Yep. And the creation of a strategic national digital assets stockpile. What did I just say? I would bet my entire net worth that it will not be a Bitcoin only strategic reserve. What does this say right here? a strategic national digital assets stockpile. There you go. The working group will be chaired by the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs and include the Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, the chairman of the SEC, and the heads of other relevant departments. The crypto czar will engage in leading experts and digital assets and digital markets to ensure that the actions of the working group are informed. The executive order directs departments of the agencies and agencies with identifying and making recommendations to the working group. Prohibits agencies from undertaking any actions to establish, issue, or promote CBDCs. Check. Love to see it. And the executive order revokes the previous administration's digital asset executive order and the Treasury Department's framework for international engagement on digital assets, which suppressed innovation and undermined U.S. economic liberty and global leadership in digital finance. So, as I predicted, I said at best, you're going to get an executive order, which basically formalizes the working group and outlines the directives for that working group. That's it. Now, don't get me wrong. This is fantastic. This is great. This is very, very bullish. But as I just showed you guys, you got Bitcoin Magazine, you got all these guys that were saying, no, today he's going to sign a Bitcoin strategic reserve. No, he wasn't. He never was. And it was nothing but pure foolishness to think so. So how's the market reacting? Let's take a look. Okay, we did just get some volatility, big time volatility coming in. XRP popped up to 317, did drop back down here to 312, pumping back up. Bitcoin is moving back up right now. Bitcoin did just pop up. So the market did pop back up here. Okay. The market is responding positively. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. I've refreshed here. We're still waiting for Trump to give a press conference. We're still expecting a Trump press conference. I'm not seeing it. Trump is not live yet. Yep. Still waiting. Still waiting. Sooner Mal, thank you for the 5 spot. Bitcoin Maxi Pierre Richard is going after XRP hard on X today. They're getting desperate. Yes. Yes, they are. Yeah. Yeah. They're just coming up with bold-faced lies to make up excuses for why it's not going to be a Bitcoin-only strategic reserve. Even though Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, he just came out and said, no, what we're doing, our work with the president, is actually helping establish a crypto strategic reserve that does include Bitcoin. Never have you heard anybody from Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, anybody come out and attack Bitcoin. Now, we've pointed out some of the flaws. We've just made simple comparisons stating the facts. Yes, the proof of work mining uses a lot of energy. Bitcoin is not efficient. It's slow. And the cost of those transactions can be pretty high at times versus with XRP. It's the complete opposite. That's just laying out the facts. That's not a dig. That's not an attack against Bitcoin. We've never, and they're acting like Brad and Ripple is pleading with the president not to include Bitcoin in a strategic reserve. That couldn't be further from the truth. And so I say, these guys got to grow up. It's like we're dealing with children out here. Now, the other thing, I see some people mentioning settlement. Today, the meeting has already taken place. The SEC Sunshine Act meeting today has already taken place. So our SEC might have already decided today that the Ripple case is going to be settled up. That could have happened. Now, I'm not going to say it's a done deal, like the Bitcoin Maxis with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. I'm not going to say it's a done deal, but we have been speculating that this could be one of the first actions, this could be one of the first actions that this new SEC takes to really send a message and set the tone by saying that, yes, we are going to settle up this case with Ripple, and we're putting the SEC in a new direction. That meeting took place today, and this was the first meeting since Gary Gensler is gone. and the other SEC commissioner is gone as well too. So there's only 3 left, and they're all pro crypto. They're all pro innovation. Now, Bitcoin's coming back down right now, down to 104.8. So Bitcoin's coming back down right now. You got that little bit of a pop right as the news came out that the executive order was signed. We did pop back up to 106,400, but now we're moving back down right below 105. So we got the scoop here from Eleanor Terrett. Yep. So it's a national digital asset stockpile. This is being reported by Fox News, and that's same sources as Eleanor Terrett's, but right here, Kabesi Letter sharing it out as well. So it's not a Bitcoin working group. It's not a Bitcoin strategic reserve. It's not a Bitcoin national stockpile. It's a national digital asset stockpile. It's a crypto working group, not a Bitcoin working group. And we're perfectly positioned. Once again, Ripple and XRP perfectly positioned for what Donald Trump just signed. Now I'm waiting to see. Here's another example. This Pierre Richard, Ripple's anti-Bitcoin campaign to promote CBDCs via Forbes. I mean, these guys are just getting so desperate. An article put out by Forbes that's talking about Ripple partnering up with central banks, not the Federal Reserve, by the way. They're not going to do a CBDC here in America. They've issued a stable coin here in America, which if the Bitcoin maxis could sober up for a second and actually listen to what Trump said at the Bitcoin conference. Trump said nothing really about Bitcoin other than we're going to be, leaders in Bitcoin and crypto. But he said that the key to expanding US dollar dominance is going to be stable coins. So Trump made the Bitcoin bros pay him millions of dollars to show up to their conference just so that he could shill them on stable coins. I find that so funny. It's just hilarious. Trump makes the Bitcoin bros pay him millions of dollars to show up to their conference only for them to be shilled stable coins. I love it. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay, let's go. Comments, questions. We got Economic Ninja in the house? Is this the real Economic Ninja showing up in the chat? What is up, brother? I actually got to meet you at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference a couple years ago, Travis. You probably don't remember me. Big fan of your work. You're one of my favorite people to listen to. I actually like listening to your content on the economics and the real estate, but I appreciate the crypto content as well, brother. And I'd love to collab, have you on the show, or do something together. I really admire your work. A lot of inspiration from Economic Ninja. I don't bust out the cardboard when I do my videos in a random parking lot. I don't bust out the cardboard, but I do like to do videos in random parking lots. I've only done a couple in the Home Depot parking lot, but huge shout out to you, brother. Appreciate your work. And thanks for the updates on XEN. I just got into that one. I was late. I should have been signed up for your newsletter. But I did hop in late, just over a penny on XEN. Thank you for the support. Thank you. I appreciate that. So here's where we're at, guys. This is kind of what I expected. Is Trump's executive order today. It outlined the plan. It outlined the directive and the direction for, America and our crypto policies. And, right now, Bitcoin did dip below 105,000. Like I said, kind of expecting a buy the rumor, sell the news on this news. But you just look at where crypto traded during the last cycles after the last inaugurations. We have little periods of consolidation and even pullbacks right after the inauguration in 2017 when Trump first came in, and the same thing took place in 2021. But that was right when we were in the middle of massive bull runs for cryptocurrency. I mean, look at how crypto performed the rest of 2017. Look how crypto performed the rest of 2021. That little consolidation and pullback you got during the inauguration was a blessing if you took advantage of that, because from there, the crypto market blasted off and continued higher. And right now, the big sell wall that we're seeing on XRP is at about $3.50. Once we break through that, there's not much on the order books between there and $4. And so, you know, a little bit of consolidation here, but I think my prediction has been an XRP all-time high is coming this month. Here we are. We have about 1 week left to go, and we're watching to see. We need XRP to close this week. We need XRP to close basically $8 to $10 to continue following that 2017 fractal. So you've heard us talking about XRP has been following the 2017 fractal, and basically for 11 weeks straight. 11 weeks straight, we've been following that 2017 fractal to a T. But basically, we need to play a little bit of catch up here, and we need to see XRP close this week above $8 to $10 for us to be achieving a $25 or a $30 price target this bull run for XRP. If we don't close above $8 to $10 this week by Sunday, then it invalidates the pattern that we've been following on that 2017 fractal. And it just means that we're probably looking at maybe like a $15 to a $20 XRP top for this bull run, which I'm not complaining about, right? Nobody's complaining about a $15 to $20 XRP top for this bull run. Now, 25 to 30 bucks sounds a little bit better, you know, but we'll be watching that closely. And basically, as we get new data, as we get a little bit more on the charts, we can evaluate and restructure our exit strategy for this bull run. But for right now, everything's intact, and you know, XRP easily. We're only about 150% away from being at an $8 XRP, and so XRP's done that in the past. We've done that during this run up during the past 2 months. It easily could be done, but we need a big jump of about 100 or 200% to get us up towards $7 or $8 to confirm that we're still following that 2017 fractal. Okay. Trump is live now. Let's go. My apologies. It's still not live. Let me refresh. Okay, here we go. Trump is live now. Here we go.
The basic idea is to get together top people from government, technology, as well as educational institutions to make sure that America maintains its leadership position with respect to science and technology development in the years ahead.
Good. That's great.
I love this.
Next, sir, we have a presidential memorandum encouraging departments and agencies in your government, including the Department of the Interior, to promote federal recognition of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
I love the Lumbee tribe. So this is their first big step, right?
This would be a huge step for them, sir.
Yeah, they were with me all the way. They were great. North Carolina, Lumbee tribe.
I love this. This is so great. Let's go. Hey, if you haven't smacked it, let's get it done.
Okay, you'll send them a copy of that?
Yes, sir.
They were great. Okay?
And if you'd like, I could get them that pen, sir, as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
23 people were prosecuted. They should not have been prosecuted. Many of them are elderly people. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this. They'll be very happy. So they're all in prison now.
Some are out of custody.
It's ridiculous. Okay?
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years. For decades.
Hello, America. America.
And everything will be revealed.
What do we say? Let all truth be revealed.
Okay. Give that to RFK Jr.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you very
Mr.
much.
Mr. President, a U.S. judge temporarily blocks the birthright citizenship order. Do you have any reaction?
No, obviously we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation and your reaction?
No, and no surprises there. It's too bad, you know. It's the way it is. Too bad.
And when would you adjourn Congress to make recess appointments, Mr. President?
Well, I'd take a look at that. I'd listen to John Thune. He's doing a fantastic job. We're moving along. The Democrats are trying to delay government, as they always do. They can't help themselves. Even John Ratcliffe, who's very, very strong, very popular, and liked by the Democrats. I guess he gets a lot of Democrat votes. That's taking a long time, and it shouldn't be taking a long time. They're maxing everything out so they can delay everything as much as possible.
Does Senator Thune support an effort to use recess appointments if you choose to do that?
I'd be willing to use recess appointments. It's up to John, and we'll see. John Thune's a great guy, great senator, knows his stuff inside out and backwards, but I would use recess appointments if he wants to do that. Absolutely. The Democrats are just delaying. They always delay.
Mr. President, you spoke with the Saudi Crown Prince yesterday.
Who?
The Saudi Crown Prince.
Yes.
How was the call?
Great.
And they said $600 billion they can invest.
600. I'll ask him for $1 trillion.
You said you're going to ask for $1 trillion. Will Saudi Arabia be the first foreign country you will visit since they invest in that much
Well,
money?
if they do that, I would, yeah. I would be glad to do that. I did it, as you know, 4 years ago. We did $450 billion, meaning the money all goes to American companies, and they purchase jets and they purchase computers and everything else. And we did $450 billion, and I guess we're at 650. And I'll see if I can talk him into it.
I don't think it is again. You showed great confidence in Steve Witkoff. Why you said that you doubt that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold, since you appraised his
Well, no, I think he's
efforts?
great, but it's a very tricky place. It's very tricky. We'll see. And if something does happen, they will not be happy.
Sir, follow up on that one. In terms of Steve Witkoff, are you going to put him in charge of Iran's strategy, and do you want him talking directly with the Iranians?
No, but he's certainly somebody I would use. He's done a fantastic job. He's a great negotiator. He's a very good person, a very popular person. Gets along with people. I have great negotiators. They have no personality whatsoever, and then I have some that do. Steve has a wonderful way about him, and people like him, and even in this case, both sides like him. And he was able to make a deal. That deal would have never been made without Steve. The Biden people couldn't make the deal. They were working on it for 1.5 years. They couldn't make a deal. We got it done prior to the inauguration. We said it has to be before the inauguration. I mean, the deal should hold, but if it doesn't hold, there'll be a lot of problems.
Related to your AI, EO, just hours after you made that big Stardate announcement, Elon Musk tweeted that they don't actually have the money. Is that true?
I don't know if they do, but they're putting up the money. The government's not putting up anything. They're putting up money. They're very rich people, so I hope they do. And I mean, Elon doesn't like one of those people, so you're
Are you
right.
worried that AI is going to replace many American jobs? Does
No,
that worry you?
no. It's going to create tremendous numbers of jobs. It's going to also create a lot of benefits medically for cancer research and other things. It's going to have a huge positive impact. And, we want to be ahead of China. We're right now way ahead of China. David Sachs is one of the all-time experts. The people are amazed that you just met him. I don't know if he's still here. There he is. But one of the most respected people in that world. It's a world. It's a whole different world. And we're ahead of China now because of what I'm doing. And I think it's going to be very successful.
Mr. President, please, you just asked the Davos Forum again that NATO countries should spend 5% of GDP on defense.
Yeah.
The United States don't spend 5%.
Well,
Do you think
I
it
don't
should also
think so.
apply to the United States?
We're protecting them, you know. They're not protecting us. We're protecting them. So I don't think we should be spending. I'm not sure we should be spending anything, but we should certainly be helping them. But they should up their 2% to 5%. Yeah.
Mr. President, you said earlier during your speech at Davos that you would like to see interest rates come down. How
Yeah.
much would you like to see them come down?
A
And
lot.
will you talk
I'd
with
like to see
Powell?
them come down a lot, and oil prices will come down. And when oil prices come down, everything's going to be cheaper for the American people and actually for the world, but for the American people. So I'd like to see oil prices come down. And when the energy comes down, that's going to knock out a lot of the inflation. That's going to automatically bring the interest rates down.
Are you worried that there's too much going on?
You said that you were demanding.
Are you worried that there's too much going on at once if you're trying to bring interest rates down, get the economy back
No,
going?
it just works that way. I mean, it's just economically works that way. When the oil comes down, it'll bring down prices. Then you won't have inflation, and then the interest rates will come down.
You said that you would demand that the interest rates come down.
Well, I would.
Do you expect
I
the
would put
Fed-
in a strong statement.
Do you expect the Fed to listen to you?
Yeah,
Are you going to talk to Powell about this and bringing the rates down?
at the right time, I would.
Sir, do you plan any of the people you pardoned that were participated in the January 6, 2021 attack? Do you plan to meet with any of them or meet with them at the White House?
I don't know. I'm sure that they probably would like to. I did them something important, but what they did is they were protesting a crooked election. And, you know, I mean, people understand that also, and they were treated very badly. Nobody's been treated like that, so I'd be open to it, certainly. I don't know of anything like that, but I think they're going to meet in some of the congressmen, women, want to meet. But I'd certainly be open to it.
Have you spoken to them since you issued the pardons?
I haven't spoken to any of them yet, but I know they're very happy.
Mr. President,
I gave them their life back. Their life was taken away from them unnecessarily and unfairly. I gave them their life back, so I can imagine they probably would like to.
Mr. President, what did you mean when you said that Biden took bad advice and not pardoning himself yesterday?
Well, he did. I think he did, because he pardoned all these people that are crooked as hell. Look, the congressmen, they're crooked. What they did is they destroyed evidence. When you destroy evidence, especially criminally like that, they did it criminally. And the reason they destroyed the evidence is because it proved that I was right. They didn't destroy evidence for no reason. They destroyed it because they found many documents saying that I offered 10,000 soldiers. If they had 500 soldiers or National Guard, there would have been no problem. If they had 200, that would have been. I offered 10,000 if they needed them. There would have been no problem. That's been now totally disproven. And it's also been disproven by Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who has her on tape saying it was her fault, that she has full responsibility for this. And they have all that stuff. They destroyed everything. And they go through a year and a half, 2 years of nonsense. They come up with tremendous evidence, and they destroyed evidence. And Schiff knew about it. That's why he's on there. He knew all about the destruction of evidence. A lot of people said he's the one that got him to do it. And he's a crooked guy, you know, totally crooked politician. And so he's pardoned, and some other people are pardoned. And these are crooked politicians, every one of them. Benny Johnson, what he did is incredible. I mean, he was the leader of the committee, and he did it. Cheney, crying Adam Kinzinger, all of them. They destroyed evidence and deleted everything. There's nothing. There's no evidence now. They're crooked politicians, and they should be punished. You know, that's even in a civil trial, you go to jail for a thing like that. They destroyed every document, from what I understand, every document, because it proved that I was totally innocent.
Do you plan to send up to 10,000 troops to the southern border? So
Yeah. Oh, southern border?
Yes,
When
the
you
border.
say southern border, when I said 10,000 troops, I was referring to the capital.
Oh, I see. And
No,
when,
you
is
gotta
that,
look.
when
I
do you
was referring
plan?
to the
When do you
capital.
plan to
I
do
offered
that?
10,000 troops to the capital before January 6th.
And as for the 1,500 at the southern border, start to clarify, what exactly do you want them to be doing right now?
Making sure that the border is safe and secure and that criminals don't come into our country.
Mr. President, do you think that sanctions on Russia will force President Putin to negotiate?
I don't know, but I think he should make a deal.
Mr. President, does it bother you that Elon Musk criticized a deal that you made publicly, that he said that he tweeted that?
No, it doesn't. He hates one of the people in the deals.
Have you spoken to him since then?
No, I've spoken to Elon, but I've spoken to all of them, actually. No, the people in the deal are very, very smart people. But Elon, one of the people he happens to hate, but I have certain hatreds of people, too.
Sir,
You know?
sir,
Mr.
on China, what do you think Xi Jinping can do on the Ukraine-Russia war?
Which one?
The Ukraine-Russia war, what can Xi Jinping do about that?
China?
Yeah.
They have a lot of power over Russia. They supply energy to Russia. And Russia supplies energy to them. They supply other things to, it's really a very big trade. It's a very big trading partner. But Russia supplies a lot of energy to China. China pays them a lot of money for that. And I think they have a lot of power over Russia. So I think Russia should want to make a deal. Maybe they want to make a deal. I think from what I hear, Putin would like to see me, and we'll meet as soon as we can. I'd meet immediately. Every day we don't meet, soldiers are being killed in a battlefield. And that battlefield is like no battlefield since World War II. That's
Ukraine wants
and I have pictures that you don't want to see. Soldiers are being killed on a daily basis at numbers that we haven't seen in decades. And it'd be nice to end that war. It's a ridiculous war.
You said that Ukraine's ready to make a deal. Did President Zelensky tell you that personally?
Yeah, sure. He's ready to negotiate a deal. He'd like to stop. He's somebody that lost a lot of soldiers, and so did Russia. Lost a lot. Russia lost more soldiers. They lost 800,000 soldiers. Would you say that's a lot? I'd say it's a lot.
Mr. President, you said that you wanted to make Dr. King's dream a reality. What's your response to his children and civil rights leaders who say that your DEI orders are a contradiction of his dream and could further drive racial disparities?
Well, I haven't heard that.
Mr. President, you put the Houthis back on the terror list. How do you see the war in Yemen end?
Well, we'll see what happens, but they can't shoot down our ships, the Houthis.
Yes.
You can't shoot down our ships, or any ships, and that's what they've been doing. So they're on the terror list. That's not good for them.
Sir, why did you revoke security protections for former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Brian Hook?
Well, the same reason I did. When you have protection, you can't have it for the rest of your life. Do you want to have a large detail of people guarding people for the rest of their lives? I mean, there's risks to everything.
So would you support striking Iran's nuclear facilities?
Say it?
Would you support Israel, for example, striking Iran's nuclear facilities?
Well, I'm
or
not
do you
going to
believe
answer
in
that.
diplomacy?
Obviously, I'm not going to answer that question. We'll have to see. I'm going to be meeting with various people over the next couple of days, and we'll see. But hopefully that can be worked out without having to worry about it. It would be nice. It would really be nice if that could be worked out without having to go that further step.
And who are you going to meet with?
Well, I'd rather not say that, but very high-level people. But hopefully that can be worked out. Look, Iran hopefully will make a deal, and if they don't make a deal, I guess that's okay too.
And Mr. President, just to follow up, you said you think the Fed should listen to you. Can you elaborate on why you think it should?
With regard to interest rates?
Correct, yes.
Because I think I know interest rates much better than they do. And I think I know it certainly much better than the one who's primarily in charge of making that decision. But no, I'm guided by them very much. But if I disagree, I will let it be known.
So your tariffs plans for China and Mexico are much tougher, or the ones for Canada and Mexico are much tougher than the one for China. Why is it softer for China?
Well, China's already paying a lot of tariffs because of me. And when you add them up, I would say, they're paying a lot. They paid hundreds of billions of dollars. They never paid 10 cents until I came along. When I came along, they've paid hundreds of billions of dollars. Never paid anything. And so they've already started at a higher base.
Is
Sir, on the
February
border-
1st the date for Chinese tariffs as well, sir? February 1, or was that just Mexico and Canada?
It's Mexico and Canada, but we're talking about China too. Look, China's sending us tremendous amounts of bad drugs, fentanyl, really bad stuff. Most of it comes through Mexico. And we're losing, I think, 300,000 lives a year because of that. People say 150, 100, 120. I think 300,000 lives a year. Those are old numbers. The lower number is a low number. And we can't have that. They've got to stop sending it. I had a deal with President Xi, but it was a deal that wasn't followed up by Biden, of course, where they were going to issue the death penalty to people that make fentanyl, and that would have stopped it. But we'll have to stop it with tariffs. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, is the chat lit or what? We have 10,500 people tuning in with us between TikTok, X, and YouTube. I just want to say thank you for your support. You guys know how you can help me out by liking our content, sharing it out far and wide. New merch is available at our shop. Had to plug that real quick, but let's talk about this. I want to make a very, very important point. Notice who you listen to. Who was telling you and pumping you up today that Trump was going to sign a crypto executive order and we were going to shoot up to the moon? When I just showed you, look at those charts. Bitcoin just went down below 103,000. XRP just pulled back to $3.06. Now, I have no concerns about XRP right now. I have no concerns about our utility portfolio. It's going to do tremendous. American-based companies, hand in hand with President Trump. The executive order today did outline the plan for, the direction of the crypto group, the crypto council, the David Sachs is the AI and crypto czar. It outlined the plan. But as I was warning, I've been warning about this one all day here today, saying, guys, watch out. Okay, this is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. And I said, at best, you're going to get an executive order that just creates the group and outlines the direction. And that's exactly what we got. And I warned that the market was going to come back down. And that's exactly what's happening. So just note that when you decide who you want to listen to. I'm not focused on anybody else, but what we do over here is give you the real analysis to help you win. Cut through the FUD, because we've been battling the XRP FUD for years now, but also cut through the hopium, because the market makers were watching us, they were waiting for this, and they're smacking this market up once again, as we expected, as we were prepared for. What did I say? Maybe get some cash, maybe have some liquidity on the sideline because you might get a dip today. In fact, I warned my Discord group just a few hours ago. I said, guys, watch out. Okay? We're getting in front of our skis a little ahead of ourselves. Okay? And that's exactly what we saw here today. Now, let's grow up for a second, though. Because for the folks that are saying, oh, the reporters are asking the wrong questions. Why aren't they asking about crypto? Why aren't we talking about crypto? If you didn't listen, we're talking about lives that are at stake. We're talking about world war. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars being invested in America. We're talking about a D class of JFK, the RFK, and the MLK files. I mean, this is just such a big deal compared to the crypto initiatives. Although it's important, although I want my crypto to pump, you have to recognize that there are more important issues that are facing this country. That's what was being addressed. So I want to run through this breakdown of the executive orders. There's a couple random ones, in regards to some people that were persecuted, prosecuted improperly, some money for a tribe over there in North Carolina. So a couple, executive orders on that. There was this crypto executive order that put together the working group and outlined the direction of this working group. But one of the things that he also did here, the big one, was the D class of the JFK, the RFK, and the MLK assassinations. And he said, it all needs to be revealed. It's all going to be revealed is what he said. Now, one of my sayings that I've been using for the longest time is let all truth be revealed. Whether we're talking about the truth about Bitcoin, the truth about XRP, the truth about current events, the truth about what took place with these events, JFK, RFK, MLK, let all truth be revealed. And the consequences of that truth getting out need to be addressed. And the good, the bad, and the ugly, it needs to be addressed. So we need to be celebrating the fact here that Trump just signed that executive order. as an American, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what you believe in or who you love, can we all agree that we should have declassed the JFK, the RFK, and the MLK files? Is that good? Can we agree on that one at least? Furthermore, comments and a question on the birthright citizen. So Trump had signed an executive order ending birthright citizenship. A court in Seattle, actually in my neck of the woods, and as Trump outlined, they put it in front of that judge. He's 85 years old. That's right, 85-year-old judge who overturned and basically put a temporary restraining order on the birthright citizenship executive order that Trump did. Trump, as he said, they're going to appeal that. It's going to the Supreme Court, and you should already know how that's going to play out at Trump's Supreme Court. Okay, you should know how that's going to turn out. The kangaroo court activity that they're doing by putting these cases in front of judges in Seattle that are 85 years old, who barely even know where they're at, that's all coming to an end. And it doesn't matter what they do in their kangaroo court proceedings like that, because then it gets sent up to the Supreme Court, which only further basically ingrains the law. When the Supreme Court rules on it, then that's done. There ain't nowhere else to take that, right? So really, it just backfires on them when they go through the kangaroo court systems and they try to make these moves. It ends up backfiring them because it only just establishes the rule of law further. And so that's going to be coming to an end here soon. Question about MBS, the Saudi crown prince, investing 500 or 600 billion his investment. You know how Trump right away said, no, I'm going to be asking for $1 trillion. So just like the SoftBank CEO that said he had 100 billion for America, Trump right there on the spot said, let's bump that up to 200 billion. And then they came back with this new group, and now they're promising 500 billion. And, one of the reporters asking him, Elon pointed out that they only have 10 billion of funding secured. And Trump just said, well, we'll see. Elon doesn't like one of the CEOs there of the companies there. And I don't know if that's Larry Ellison of Oracle, or I don't know who that is. And I know some people have their concerns about what was talked about in that conference. I'm not going to get into the details of that. But I would just say, sit back and let's see how this plays out. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's just see how this plays out. The other thing on the interest rates, he said, is the Fed going to listen to you? Trump just simply said, yes, I think they are. And that he's going to speak with Jerome Powell at the appropriate time. And he believes that he knows more about interest rates than the Fed does, and specifically saying he knows more than Jerome Powell does about interest rates. So you're going to see a little bit of friction here between Trump's White House and the Federal Reserve, which if you guys have been with me for any amount of time, or if you guys have done your research on the Fed, you would know that the Federal Reserve is a group of private banksters that have hijacked our country since 1913. And so should we even have a Fed in place? No. And I think that you're going to see everything's on the table here with Trump. So when he says we're going to get the Fed to move, the Fed's going to be moving one way or another. And I'm excited to watch how that one plays out. Final point, somebody did drop a super chat. And so I want to check on that real quick. Let me slide on over here real quick. I saw that we got a couple super chats, so I want to make sure that I don't miss that. Any other final comments or questions as we wrap up this session here today? As I said, all of our new merch is available at the shop. New merch available at the shop, and we got new stuff coming later this week. Over here real quick. I saw that let me go here and let me check this super chat. I don't want to miss this one. Okay, this was from Warrior Host. Celebration ribs at Double Barrel Barbecue in Burlington. Strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology, signed. So, Warrior Host, I have never heard of Double Barrel Barbecue there in Burlington, but that is close to where I'm at. And we only have one barbecue place in Whatcom County where I live. And it's a dang shame. It really is, because I love some good barbecue. And we have like one food truck in my county. And then I think we have one other place. So we have like two. We have two. Oh, wifey just said they catered our wedding. That's right. I knew that I recognized that. Yes. Double Barrel Barbecue. They were actually the caterers for our wedding. So I actually have had Double Barrel Barbecue. Shout out to wifey. She must be listening to me in the other room. Okay. So a huge shout out to you. Thank you for the $33 super chat. I really appreciate your support. helping me recoup some of my costs that I spent on that double barrel catering, which was worth it. It was very, very good. We had nothing but raving reviews about it. So shout out to Double Barrel Barbecue. Good stuff. Need more barbecue up in my neck of the woods. Reckless Redneck, thank you for the 2 spot. Don't get nervous now. You're one of the goats now also. I appreciate that. Cycle Fanatics, thank you for the 5 spot. Thanks for the great informative content. Thank you. Appreciate that. Unearthed Truce, thank you for the 349 euro dollar. Appreciate that support. Thank you for all the love. Any final comments and questions before I wrap up this session? We ran this one up big time. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Typical married dude, no memory of the wedding deets. Exactly. That's why we had a photographer and a videographer. Actually, we had 2 photographers working, and so yeah, they'll help me remember what happened on that day. Sure was a blur. But guys, as I said, careful who you listen to, because once again, there's a lot of people in the space here today that were pumping this up, hyping this thing up. Crypto executive order, we're going to the moon. And the exact opposite took place. Now, we did get a crypto executive order, and it's very bullish long term. Very bullish on the outlook for the rest of this year. But as far as today, it's another opportunity for the market maker magicians, is what I call them. And I call them the magicians because they have multiple tools at their disposal. They have Tether, they have other stable coins, they get to read the order book flows and trade against you, basically seeing your hand. And so I call them the market maker magicians. And once again, they took advantage of today to smack us up here, and that's what sent Bitcoin down below 103,000. Right now, Bitcoin trading at 102.8. Here, there's your Bitcoin, back down, as we warned about. And here's your XRP, back down, as we warned about. $3.08. So another opportunity to scoop up the dip, another little buying opportunity presenting itself. And XRP is just holding structure above $3 really, really well. Now, as I said, if we're validating the 2017 fractal, if we're going to continue following it, we need to see XRP close this week above $8 to $10. Now, I saw somebody in the comments saying that, oh, Zach's wrecking people saying that it's going to $8 to $10. No, I'm saying that this is something to watch. And if we don't close above $8 to $10, we got to go back to the drawing board. We got to go and reevaluate our expectations for XRP this bull run. So I'm not here to just deliver hopium every single day. I'm here to give you guys my analysis with the intention of helping you guys winning. And one of the biggest things that I've done, one of the most successful things that I've done in my strategy is time after time again, I've been able to see when the crypto market gets ahead of ourselves, we set these expectations and we set ourselves up for failure. And time again, I've been able to see when this market gets overextended and then we get the inevitable pullback. This is why for a period in 2022 and 2023, I shorted Bitcoin so successfully. When I was trading futures, I was shorting Bitcoin and I only missed on one trade over the course of a little over a year. I went like 14 for 15 on my Bitcoin shorts. And it's because time after time again, I see these narratives. I see the community pump ourselves up. We're waiting on a date. We're waiting on something to happen. We're waiting on a press conference. We're waiting on an executive order. We're waiting on Trump to mention crypto in his inaugural address. And when he doesn't, the market makers take advantage of that and they bring us back down. Now, I can't trade futures anymore because Qcoin doesn't want to serve me over here in the United States anymore. And so right now I'm not trading futures. But if I was, today would have been another day where I would have shorted Bitcoin and we would have made money once again. But I hope that I was able to prepare you guys, maybe an opportunity to buy the dip on some of these other cryptocurrencies that we're still stacking. But I hope that we have provided clarity for you guys here today as far as, balancing expectations while understanding that what took place today is massively bullish for our space. And you still should remain very bullish, especially on cryptos that are made in America. Okay, so final update on XRP price down to 307 right now and coming back down. We'll continue to watch it. Bitcoin down to 1026. So hopefully you got some cash ready. Hopefully you're going to take advantage of it. On the way out, I just want to say thank you. We got new collections that are coming here later this week. We got shipping to Canada and Australia that we're hoping to add later this week, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to our Canadians and our crazy Aussies in the chat. I appreciate your support. But we got that available for you guys along with all of our other community resources. Thank you for support. I will see you guys in the next one. God bless you all. Thank you so much.